4 of the World of Tanks final battle of 2017. I'm Matt Andrews, had the pleasure of bringing you incredible matches of tanks, and so many of them as well. 3 days of groups, 12 teams join us here from all 5 corners of the wargaming world, and we have 8 of them still here for quarterfinals. It's do or die time, it's single elimination bracket all the way from here. And we have legends still with us and teams who are acquiring that reputation for themselves very quickly. 2 more legends with me on the desk as well. Guys who've been to many grand finals and seasons between them. I have Myland and Annihilator. We've had some fun, haven't we, Niall? 3 days of action. That replay video there doesn't even really do justice to some of the action we saw yesterday. Particularly your boys, but we'll come to you in a minute, making a massive shock over Rush.
Yeah, that barely scratches the surface of the tension and the excitement that was here in the studio, the electricity that wasn't present in some of the games, but was certainly among the crowd and the people watching. Fantastic.
CIS previous world champion Rush, formerly known as Na'Vi. If you've ever been following World of Tanks, you'll know these guys. You'll have seen them win 2 world championships in 2016 and 2014. You will see no more of them this tournament, as they are done and out in a group which had a European and a North American team. And that European team, as we see here, Oops, down in Group C, topped it after beating Elevate, destroying Elevate. Elevate then came back and destroyed Rush, and then a scrap to the death, in which, after a load of numerical part to it, after a point, Rush couldn't actually progress. Nevertheless, Oops still pushed all the way and topped that group there. So that's Group C. As you can see, also Ding and Top Tier at the top left in Group A. They are still with us after the Chinese team Steelman went down with 2 losses there. Tornado, reigning world champions, top of Group B with Kazna Crew, ever present at these kind of events. Still there, and 7 Pirates, another Chinese team, have gone out. Sorry, APAC team are out there. And then Unique, showing us some terrific play and some fearless action from them. They topped out Group D, beating Yato, but they progressed through, and Yinyo from China are gone. Steelman, 7 Pirates, Yinyo Gaming, and Rush are gone. 8 teams then for the quarterfinals. Must ask you, Myland, after all that excitement yesterday, how are Oops feeling and what kind of a night did they have?
Well, I've talked to them. I had breakfast with them actually, and they feel really good.
Yeah.
Have a really good enemy today to play, Yato, somebody they have never played before, but I've kind of analyzed them over the past few days, and I think they're feeling very confident.
Have to ask Myland about that. He's a former player with Oops, knows that team very well. They've given us so much excitement this tournament. But as you say, they're facing Yato, so let's show you the bracket of what is coming up then from the quarterfinals onwards. Obviously, if you win a group, you play the runner-up of another one. So here is how that has all come together. Top tier, runners-up of Group A will be playing Tornado Energy. Then Oops, the Tough Giraffes, as we were just talking about, will be playing Yato, Unique, and Elevate. That's a thrilling game. Elevate have had such mixed performances here. They're really going to have to turn up. And then Ding and Kazna Crew is at the bottom of the bracket and will be the last game today. Ding versus Kazna Crew. That is just one for the archives, isn't it? That just comes and comes and comes. It's always a long game. It's not going to be an early finish today. That's all right, though. We've got 4 best of 13s to push on through, so make sure you stay with us and get your predictions in if you haven't already at WOTfinals.com. What a good set of quarterfinals that is. Some of them you might have sort of gone, well, who would we like to see facing the quarterfinals? Ding and Kazna. Yeah, all right, we'd probably like to see that again, even though it pretty much always turns out one way. But that's the last game today. Tornado are here, Rush not here, and probably don't need to mention that anymore. And then Unique and Elevate mixing things up. We need to see a lot more from Elevate now. They've had 2 very different games. Who's you had Unique as a possible finalist before we even got close to seeing who was going to play each other in the knockout stages. Still feel that way?
Absolutely. You know, I think Unique has not shown everything that they have brought to this tournament. I think they're still saving it for a little bit later on, so I think we've got a lot more to see from them later on in the tournament. The same with Tornado that we're going to see in just a moment. I think Tornado is still hiding everything that they've got. I think we're going to see a more full Tornado probably tomorrow.
Yeah, it still feels like Tornado know, with the caliber they've got, the individual skills and the team play, they don't need to put it all out on the table yet. Whereas today, Myland, some of these teams, like, don't hold back any longer because your semi-final spot is in doubt.
Yeah, I would definitely love to see at least one European team in the finals, or at least in the semis. So I think we're going to have Ding, Kazna. They're really bringing everything to the table that they have. And I guess especially for Kazna, they have a chance now. There's no better moment than now to beat Ding. They're playing without Breakneck, so a very weakened Ding that we've seen so far. So I think very good chances there for Kazan.
We've already written some history here in Moscow at the Expo Center with this incredible tournament. We're having the World of Tanks final battle. Remember, it's quarterfinals day today. 2 semi-finals, more best of 13s will be with you tomorrow. And then the grand final of all of this for that amazing trophy, $150,000. And you would be the World of Tanks final battle champion. That all happens on the 23rd of December at WG Fest. So if you can be in Moscow for that, make sure you get your tickets. Quarterfinals day here, though. Here's the first game that we're bringing you of these 4 best of 13s. Top tier, runners-up seed from North America against Tornado Energy, who you know well. World champions from 2017's Grand Finals. Grand Finals 2015, where they beat Hellraisers. Wargaming Fest last year, won that too. The CIS extended season that we've just had, they won that. They won the season before that as well. And they've won more. And they will be extremely confident that they can be the final battle champions as well. And why not? They really could be.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely go on the entire day talking about them and what makes them special, what makes them really good. But as Nero actually said yesterday, they're prepared for top tier. We've seen top tier perform very, very well against Ding. That was actually surprisingly close. But I guess as you already said, Tornado is not gonna bring out their top strats. They're just gonna play basic and standard.
Yeah, Tornado's certainly playing the long game. I think they're very confident that they're going to go all the way, and they've got very little time to prepare between matches, so they'll be saving everything they have for the later games.
Yeah, you're right in mentioning, Mylan, top tier's performances. 5-3 in their first game against Steelman, and then, a great tiebreaker, 5-4 all the way to Ding yesterday. But top tier are on our stage, so let's go and take a look at them and get ourselves towards our first best of 13 of the day.
Yeah, top tier here on the day 2, they were causing quite a lot of trouble for Ding. You know, a tiebreaker match against the European champion is certainly no small feat from the NA region here.
Oh, still some not everything really working out. Remember Mariel from the first day, always playing with this T100, doing really good spotting. They're always getting early info for the team. That can always be crucial. T1 that we had at a desk.
I'm trying to read that guy, and I'm not sure how comfortable. Yeah, there you go.
I just realized the camera was there.
Oh, it's media time. Hi, smile to camera. They'll nod. There he is. Okay, so we're all back to normal now. Okay, I was beginning to wonder what sort of headspace top tier we're in. Next to him, Zitz.
They seem to be all just sitting down and setting up, so hopefully they've just come from a tactics board where they've been discussing what they need to bring out here against Tornado. You know, they're going to need basically the best strats they can possibly muster to beat the world champions.
I mean, they were in a good position in that they would have been extremely confident that their opponent in this quarterfinals, as when they knew how they were leaving their group, they knew that Tornado were going to be the one who were going to be topping the group they would face.
Well, definitely.
So they had confidence in knowing who their opponent was, and they had that slight benefit of being the first one on stage. So you had that time to like settle in and get ready instead of warming up in your practice room.
Yeah, they also had a lot of time between the matches. They didn't play yesterday, so they had a lot of time to prepare, maybe even train some new strats, because against Tornado, they will definitely need them.
There's 1, 2, 3, and next to him, Mr. Man will be up next, who's been destructive so far.
Top damage dealer of day 1 and day 2. For top tier, always playing them heavy tanks and playing them heavy tanks really, really well.
We're giving a bit more screen time to 1, 2, 3 though.
He doesn't seem to be picking up on it too much. You
No,
know, he's more focused on his
we're
keyboard.
waiting him out, but okay, he's not coming out of camping.
And here, Mr. Man, just as we mentioned, one of the key players on the first 2 days of the group stage. He's certainly going to need to be on point today. You know, he's competing with the best players in the world. So outskilling them, outplaying them, out-coordinating them, everything needs to be on point here.
I would definitely see it's been a rough day, so rough 2 days for the team so far. Looking pretty tired, I guess, all of them, but I guess same goes for us. It was very long days.
Let's not say how rough anyone's looking, because we've got a long day ahead of us as well. Telth rounds off those 7 brilliant players for top tier. Here out of NA, somewhat in Elevate's shadow, you could say, but they've more than delivered. Top tier gaming, 3rd seed out of North America out of this season, but definitely worthy of their place in our quarterfinals. So let's see a little bit more about top tier gaming.
Top Tier is one of the most progressive collectives at the Wargaming.net League in the North American region. They are seemingly always present at LAN finals, but not quite risen to the top. Matches this autumn were not very successful for the team. 2 defeats against Aquatic and Dare Rising forced Top Tier to make drastic changes in their gameplay and become even more focused in training. Top Tier saw immediate results from their hard work, winning 6 games in a row, which brought them close to qualifying for the playoffs. To get it, Top Tier had to play a tiebreak against their direct competitors, Eclipse and Elevate. In both matches they came out victorious, becoming the only team that was able to interrupt Elevate's winning streak. At the LAN finals, Top Tier managed to make it to the finals, but in the dramatic match against Elevate, they faltered 4-7. The story isn't over. Top Tier have come to the final battle in Moscow representing North America as their 2nd seed. Who better to test their mettle than Europe's Ding and China's Steel Man?
Yeah, Ding and Steel Man, that's finished with. It's time for Top Tier Gaming from North America to face the biggest opponents they've probably ever had. And in this case, you know, at this current state of World of Tanks, you could ever face, because their opponents are in great form. But Top Tier Gaming, can they do it, and if so, how?
Can they do it? Hard question. I think they'll not be able to do it. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from them. Yep. They've shown what they're capable of doing. But yeah, it's Tornado, the one and only Tornado team from the Russian server. And what Tornado have seen or have shown so far was not really that convincing. But it's just because they were playing their weakest maps, hiding strats, just playing their standard or just like stuff that they made up in seconds. So they have all their best maps and best strats reserved for the final battles when it really matter.
But we have seen, you know, if you come here and you don't show us maybe not everything you've got, but if you don't play at least properly and give us some of the amazing skill that you've got, it can cost you. Well, that's my last mention of Rush.
Well, Tornado, I mean, no matter what they do, they're going to have the best skill, the best coordination between the players, the best they can make out of any situation. You know, they won't be necessarily bringing all of their strategies to the table here, but they will certainly be bringing all their experience, all their skill, and all their fantastic teamwork. And near you there, who we had an interview with yesterday and just discussing a little bit before, you know, he really knows this stuff. Even when it looked like they weren't necessarily in control of games, they knew exactly what they were doing.
And even if maybe their opening was a bit sloppy, when it came down to situations where team play would matter, and where focus fire would matter, and maybe also individual play, then they always showed why they're a Tornado and why they are so good. Diador, their main carry or carry leader or in-game shots caller, yeah, definitely one of the most experienced guys from the Russian league. He's played in many other teams before. He knows what he's doing.
He's got the best survival rate of their team as well. He survives more than half of their games, their rounds. Griffon with him, he destroys the most.
Yeah, big damage dealer in randoms as well. You know, you've got all of the players here on the lineup are some of the top damage dealers across the whole league, but particularly across the Russian league, which is very difficult to achieve when you've got so many highly competitive teams. Nuclear, they're tending to be playing more on the heavies most of the time.
Usually it's Nuke and his mouse, a duo that always belongs together.
But speaking of damage dealers, we have Server, the damage dealer of all damage dealers. You know, playing in such a competitive team like this, such a high skill team, being top damage there, that's a real achievement.
And actually, he is one of the youngest guys in the league as well, just 19 years old. So big achievement there at such an age, being such a superstar.
Tornado Energy, the reigning world champions here at the final international tournament of 2017. You know them well, but in case you're new to World of Tanks, welcome. Meet the world champs.
This year, Tornado Energy collected the Tanker hat-trick, winning Champions Rumble, second season of WGL, and the Grand Finals. The team began preparing for the new season just 2 weeks before the first match, but such a late start did not seem to affect their form. Tornado Energy destroyed NSS and Unique 5-1 and 5-2 respectively. Not surprisingly, they took a 6-point lead at the top of the league. However, everything changed after absolute supremacy. While the rest of the champions allowed themselves to take a break, the rest of the teams continued to work hard. After the break, Tornado Energy faced a hungry and highly motivated NSS in a memorable match which ended with an unexpected and painful loss of 1-5. Even with that clumsy mistake, Tornado retained first place. Tornado Energy once again proved their power during the Kiev LAN, beating Rush in the final 7-4, cementing their status as the strongest team in the region. Will Tornado Energy be able to continue its triumphant step and defend the title of World Champions once again?
That's Tornado Energy, a huge opponent for anybody to face, and top tiers knew it was coming and now really have to turn up and deliver. Whereas you mentioned earlier on, we had Near You here on our desk. We've had a couple of interviews with him over the 3 days of groups, and we asked him yesterday how they feel about top tier. He's very casual about this game. Tornado are clearly the outright favourites to win this one.
Well, I mean, in every tournament they've gone into, really, in the last number of seasons, they've been the outright favourites, and they have not disappointed.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's just shows how much skill they have.
Now, it's best of 13's day here at quarterfinals, and will be tomorrow, of course, with the semis. So our picks and bans look a little bit different than we've done over the groups. Sand River was banned out by Tornado, and Himmelsdorf banned out by top tier. All the picks are there, and Prokhorovka is where we will return to if we make it to a tiebreak.
Yeah, very strong first pick there for Tornado. Ghost Town, the map where team play, coordination, and individual skill really matters, and I think that's Tornado going to be starting off really, really strong there on Ghost.
The Sand River ban there, I think, is a pretty good ban from Tornado. You know, they haven't necessarily trained that map too much, so I think that's a standard ban. Then in a best of 13, obviously, you only get one, so I think that's certainly a good choice for them.
Ghost Town's not a favoured map of Tornado. We know they're great everywhere, but
They
that's
didn't have
not one that they've had a good season on.
They didn't play the best season on Ghost. But when we saw Ghost, when we saw Tornado playing Ghost on the offline events, they were always smashing, always really, really well.
Yeah. So we need to put some numbers down and then visit a certain crustacean and have some fun there as well. Well, it's Tornadoes, isn't it? Surely this is Tornadoes. It's just how many rounds do top tier take, or do Tornado get off to a little bit of a slow start? I'm going to give this 7-2 in favor of Tornado.
Yeah, I guess I have to go with you. Tornado is definitely going to be taking this home. I think Tornado 7 and top tier 3.
No, I think Tornado's going to give us a little bit of a show here, probably drop a few rounds just by playing a bit carelessly, so I think 7-4 for Tornado.
There you go then. So we're all in favor of Tornado. Differing number of rounds. It does feel a little bit like how much do Tornado want to go into top gear, or whether they're just going to gently coast through our quarterfinal stages. No disrespect to top tier gaming, but they have a lot to do here. Tomato the Lobster, though. He knows all except for a few games when he's wrong. This doesn't quite make sense to me. Is he going to get it right now? There's a blackfish in that tank that I think just climbed the Tornado flag. I'm not sure if that's like a little unfair. As far as I thought, that blackfish in the tank was kind of the referee to make sure it was all, you know, legal. But
maybe he's a pretty biased referee in that case.
WOTfinals.com is where we've been asking you to make your predictions over the last few days. So join in there, have some fun with Tomato the Lobster, predict what's happening throughout the quarterfinals and semifinals, and win some great prizes as well. All of that at WOTfinals.com. Before that, though, Tornado and top tier, and then 3 more incredible quarterfinals to follow after that. Should we do it? getting to quarterfinals day. This grand finals so far has not failed to deliver. It's been absolutely amazing, and that was only the groups. Remember, from this stage on, it's do or die. It's single elimination, so you have to do it. What have Top Tier got in reserve to bring it now against Tornado Energy? Well, let's go to Daki and Mojo and get into the first game of day 4.
Yes, thanks a lot, Analysis Desk. And it is going to be an interesting story here for Top Tier. They've brought Ding close, but Ding's only number 2 in the world. Tornado, they're number 1.
We are finally here starting the quarterfinal. Couple of teams sadly left us, but that's a natural progress of a tournament. We're
Well,
going
they
to see
kind
the
of
top
rushed
8.
out.
Yeah, some of them rushed out really fast. So we will see today first match, maybe you can say a lowest match of the day, Tornado and Top Tier, but Top Tier did prove a bit surprising so far, and they will definitely try to do something about this.
Now, speaking to everybody all around, they were kind of like Tornado's just been joking around so far. They've not been taking it super serious. So maybe today they will bring the pain and show Top Tier what it means to be a world champion.
Well, I don't think anyone will joke around anymore because this is the single elimination period. There is no second chances here. If you flunk it here, that's it. Of course, Tornado, having probably the highest skilled players in the world at the moment, can afford themselves some slack and maybe keep some strats for later. They can. Presumably that everything goes well. But if Top Tier starts well, Tornado will have to put in a higher gear, and that's what we're hoping to see.
Well, guess what? It's going to start right here on Ghost Town between Top Tier and Tornado Energy. Tornado Energy on the attack, Top Tier on the defense. And for them, it's going to be important to get off on a strong start to at least pick up that first round for confidence. It's the best of 13. It's going to be a long match, but you want to start it good.
Rather fast setup from both teams. Super Conquerors everywhere. That's the current meta, but not a single Super Heavy to be seen anywhere. 4 Super Conquerors, both sides, 50 Bs, and the budget.
You can see here the entirety of Top Tier moving as a unit towards the number 1 base. And Tornado doing a sort of similar start here. Nesquik, Griffon in the 50B is going to move towards the corner. This might be a good read from Top Tier.
I'm really hoping to see a strong push now from Tornado.
Applewwow in the IS-7 getting clipped out by the 50Bs. Applewwow in the IS-7 is no more. Good stuff there in return. Exits though getting removed. Griffon, Nesquik quick on the punish, but here comes the Super Conquerors from Top Tier. Griffon out in the open, gonna be removed quickly. Fixer reloaded coming around that corner as well. Griffon on the run, on the move. Nesquik now in the similar story. In the meantime, Tornado Energy pushing the top side of the map. They found Mr. Man and his Super Conqueror, Muriel, trying to do the best he can from the back lines. He's finding the other though. It's a close match here, but so far, I think Top Tier actually has an advantage.
Top Tier has huge advantage here. This is the start we were actually hoping for. Griffon and Nesquik are trying to do something about it and focus around the corner, but there is no way. Top Tier is not giving ground. Still, the HP is so close, and they are talking about 4-on-4 guns.
4-on-4 here, Delt now in a little bit of a tough situation as he is on reload. T1 Diabetic and 1-2-3 getting flanked by Server. Server comes in with the kill. 1-2-3 misses on towards Nesquik. Now Nuclear from the front, Server from the back, and Near You from the side, making short work of that Super Conqueror in our first round of Ghost Town. It's all around the map, but Tornado wrestling back control over this one, and Luke to take the first round on the attack.
You don't get to be a world champion for nothing here. They pretty much managed to struggle themselves out from a horrific situation after losing Applewell for nothing. They did all the possible rotation, brought the confusion to the battlefield to actually manage to win a game that looked completely lost.
And that's the last kill there coming out from Server, picking up the first round for Tornado Energy. Good stuff there from them. Good initial play from Top Tier. They did lose a 50B for that, however, and then when counter pushing that corner, Mr. Man kind of left to the wolves.
To be honest, when you play against a team like Tornado, I think this is the best approach you have. This is the chance you have. If you manage to surprise them and take them on off foot from the start of the game, that's the chance you have. And Top Tier didn't come here to be tourists, they came here to play. And this is what we want to see from them. Because if they block and try to go in some prolonged games, we know very well how Tornado plays. They will find a way around it. So this, taking initial advantage, maybe taking out someone like Applewell and hoping to have a good focus between and synergy between the team, That's what top tier needs to keep doing.
A nice double track there on Apoao on that 50B. Losing one of their own in return, though, not the greatest of traits, and then leaving Mr. Man behind, top tier pushing. But the crossfire setup there in the end of Tornado Energy, server from the top, near you from the side, it was just too much, really, to deal with.
I think that top tier really had a great chance, and that they just should have focused better how they move the tanks around the map. That was the only issue. Like when I saw that group of tanks that wanted to push on 50Bs, for me that was the best thing. They should never left Super Conqueror behind. If they
I don't think
stuck
he
together,
really planned to be left behind, more like he got double tracked on the move.
yeah, but they had one moment when they could have just went around the corner all. And he was far, far back, even turned the wrong way. So Miriel tried to compensate because he was clipping behind with the bad shot.
He did very well, he got Theodore out of the game.
Yeah, but still, if they didn't lose that Super Conk there, they would have the guns.
That is true. This was the final play here. You can see near you, Nuclear Server. Those are three players you don't really want to be left alone against. And Muriel tried, but you know, not much he can do at that point. Some HE coming out from Server as well. That hedge ammunition working very well against the bad shot.
Also, let's look at this map now. Let's not forget that still, Tornado managed to sneak one I7 there on a cap, which gives some cap pressure, but also, more importantly, gives him a perfect cooldown to fight against these guys. So near you from there could always farm damage safely, and all of his teammates, if you watch the battlefield, were slowly rotated toward him. So he can do the damage, and they can help out with crossfire and so on and so on. So they were always trying to make the guys from top tier hurdled between them in a crossfire. So that's the good play and great coordination by them, and that's something that top tier could have prevented actually. When they killed Applewau, press that side, that could actually isolate them from that side of the battlefield. And if they had more guns, it wouldn't matter if Tornado went on another cap. They would still fight as a group with more guns and HP.
Look at that though, Delta and his AMX 50B coming out on top with 4.2k damage. Great shooting from him there, pretty much nailing every single one of those shots, but then Server and Nuclear and near you, those three remaining players doing the damage, doing the work for the side of Tornado Energy, especially Server there with 4k and Nuclear then coming in with 3.8.
Yeah, the only stat we're missing here are kills, but Delt must have had some, because he did
hit
a
every
good
single shot, because with
every
11
single
shots,
shot.
that would have been insane high rolls.
There we go, guys are getting ready for the second round, where Tornado will now be defending on the ghost town and top tier will be attacking. Important thing to know about this map, guys, it was created solo for the purpose of the esports, so it's a smaller format, but it's made as an almost symmetrical map with a huge brawl potential. That's the point of it, and that's why attack and defense are not necessarily that different here. And there you go, Tornado now playing with 3 Super Conquerors and the mouse. There you go, we have a mouse.
Look at top tier though, however, coming in with not 1, not 2, but triple T57 heavy.
I haven't seen that in a really long time.
Well, it's going to be top tier on the attack, Tornado on the defense. Top tier wanting to take this round to make it all even again. Tornado coming, if they win this first map 2-0, it can quickly become a little bit of a snowball effect.
Top tier has 2 I7s here. And Tornado will try to boost Nesqui up, Batchat will try to push him up. There we go, it's a perfect one. We see a couple of teams failing.
Including them twice.
Yes, so I guess there was a hard practice. You are not gonna fail again. It is not allowed anymore. So double I7 probably heading for a cap, but that STRV should be able to handle that. T57s, their main intention with Super Kongs is just to hold off the enemy team off. The other version is maybe they will actually try to push with 57s forward. That's also an option we've seen actually in some of the older matches.
You can see Nesqui, however, pushed up a little bit forward in his STRV, going to be playing on top of that June. Needs to be careful, needs to be safe. T1 diabetic, fix the reload, going to be playing the cap. Delt already takes 1 shot of damage. Is going to grab a reload here. Mariel's going to join in towards the cap. That's going to drop it down low. 33 seconds here. Nesqui starting to do the damage, however. Can top tier make this all in play really work?
25 seconds on the cap. I7s are unharmed yet, so there is something that has to be done about it. The reset should come soon because he needs to have an alternative. He needs to have an alternative if he misses 1 shot like he did now. So there we go, let's see. There we go, penetration coming in. So that was not an HE grenade. He is still sticking to APCR because he has a really good angle about it. 25 seconds, so now it's a problem for top tier because Tornado is rotating behind them. We can see a Batchat. Nesqui Niryu going behind them.
Yeah, Muriel here going to be in trouble in a few seconds as well in that Super Conqueror, forced off the cap. Still 33 seconds remain. The damage being done now, but top tier starting to bleed more and more everywhere they go. He's 57 trying to hold the corner. Mr. Man gets tracked 1 to 3. Is forced to peek out and shield him. That's going to be Nuclear's time to go forward as well in the mouse. You can see how he's tanking those shots. Near you now coming from behind, and top tier a little bit surrounded in this situation. Near you going to have a field day. 4 more shots will surely take T1 Diabetic out of this game, and that will be the first tank falling for the side of top tier. Of fire to add insult to injury. Fixer now being clipped in the back, and Tornado is showing how to deal with a ghost town defense.
3000 HP advantage here. Niryu is being chased at the moment because he has no shells whatsoever. T57 though is not that fast tank, and he cannot really kill him through the buildings because of heat ammo that he probably has loaded. So Nesqui and Niryu are both still alive on one shot, but alive.
It's not over just yet here for the side of top tier, however. Yes, Niryu got away. Exits now joining his forces. Fixer back on towards the cap. Nesqui down towards 292 HP. It's starting to become closer. Yes, there's an HP deficit, but perhaps top tier with this cap can make something work.
Well, at the moment, Tornado just needs to focus on controlling the cap. And it's 90 seconds to even get it done. They're not in position to push anyone else in that cap and boost the time. So Fixer is there alone, and that cap pressure tool is a bit of a limited opportunity. Nesqui, as you can see, moved completely back now, so he cannot be spotted while shooting.
Yeah, Nesqui there coming out, 422 on towards Fixer Reloaded, who's now forced behind the wreck of T1 Diabetic. Top tier bleeding more HP. It's a 4000 HP advantage now for the side of Tornado. Del taking a shot of damage as well, and now Near You going behind the likes of top tier is just going to make it worse for them on Ghost on attack. Fixer Reloaded takes another shot of damage. That's Near You together with that STRV from Nesqui. Near You takes down Fixer Reloaded, goes down in return though, but top tier, that's the cap pressure gone.
Griffon is just controlling here, but he lost a lot of HP now for it. Also Server, that was a bit hasty move from Tornado here, but they can smell the victory, so they are pushing all the buttons they can. Couple of guys from top tier now are forced. They're going to try to probably do some counter attack, but every angle here is covered. You can see Super Conqueror, yes, low HP, but STRV watching on that corner. The rest of the guys are pressuring up together with Mouse.
Well, here comes the push from Tornado. They want to finish this off. They remove Delt, 1, 2, 3 next to go, as Server is going to peek from the other corner, and it's going to be Nuclear. No, actually Apuao to pick up the kill. That leaves Exits as the last man to exit this round at the very least, and that's going to be Tornado picking up. Goes down 2-0. It's always going to be a tough time here for top tier, and Tornado show that they come in strong.
This is a strong map for a team like a Tornado because their coordination is just absolutely supreme. Exit's the last guy alive here for top tier. I cannot necessarily say the top tier played that bad. This lineup is not something I particularly like because 57s, if you don't use them to push something, they're not really that useful. But top tier is trying to hold their ground and fight Tornado on equal, but it's really hard. It's really hard against a team like this.
Well, luckily enough for top tier, this is a long series. It's a best of 13, so first to 7. They still have maps to play with, but the next few rounds are going to be crucial. They lose the next two, well, 4-0 down against Tornado. That's just something you really can't recover from.
Well, 2-0 for Tornado at the moment. Tornado was so far usually starting with 2 or 3 maps rounds in a loss. Every match so far. So this is the first one where they actually went on with the lead. The next we will watch Mines when the teams are ready. We will already see how can Tornado play there yesterday against Kazna. It was rather interesting rounds, and I found it really peculiar when they rushed the middle both with 2 lights from the both sides.
Yeah, that double T100 versus double AMX 13-105 was interesting to see. No blocks coming out from Kazna crew, which was probably the goal, but between top tier and Tornado, we have to see what both of these bring. Analysis desk now saying beforehand that, you know, Tornado didn't bring their best stuff yet. It is quarters, so they might start gearing up or using some of those at least.
I think they will still play by a hunch most of the time because unless they're pressured, they can still hold on something. they can hold for semis unless they feel threatened. So top tier needs to do something really radical to make Tornado shaky, so they actually have to go and put their hand in a cookie jar and take something out of it, what they were saving for later. Otherwise, they are skillful enough to play some of the standard strats and react. Play reactionary game and just deal with the entire game like that.
Well, this is the push out here from Tornado. 3 guns coming around the corner. Instantly, Mr. Man feels the pain and is sent back to Garage. This was exits here, misses one shot on towards Griffon. Griffon gets one in return, but that was already GG for Tornado.
Alex, it's already knew that's just an honorary kill at the end. It's a good thing to be on a tournament like this, man.
And this was here near you, just having a free farm in front of T1 Diabetic. I also feel like T1 at this situation, with near you coming behind them, should have just driven in front of Fixer Reloaded. Give him a hold down.
I honestly had a feeling that there was a misplay here because they played passive with I7s in a cap. If you keep those 2 I7s in a cap, there is 100% chance that Tornado will control it. They knew there is an STRV in play.
If T1 Diabetic makes a shield, for example, when he's about to die anyways, at least Fixer is safe then.
I thought they will do something different when I saw 57s. I actually thought that when they push the I7s in the cap, they're going to do a frontal push with 57s. Spot on the STRV, pushing completely back. You know, pressure the heavy tanks behind and leave those I7s, because that would not leave time to Bachat to rotate. Bachat could only come behind them because STRV was constantly resetting them anyway. He was sacrificing some HP for it, but he was always wary to stay at least on that one shot, not to die in futile.
Look at Nesquik though, 4,300 damage coming out from that STRV. Having a good game from that position. HP management important. Went down towards the one shot. Then relocated and continued farming the likes of top tier.
Exits doing almost 4K. That's really impressive for this kind of a game. Oh, this is like who spotted how much. So STRV actually spotted their entire team. Well, he spotted everyone on cap and the 57s that were right below, so yes.
Good stuff there from Tornado. But now Mines coming out, Mojo. Typically a 1-1 map. We need to see though if top tier, can they hold on their defense against Tornado?
Penetrations by Tornado, 75 shots, 78% penetrations. Oh, that's really nice stat. A lot of damage blocked on both teams.
Well, they had nuclear in the mouse, so you know. Unbeatable, invincible, Spartan medal for nuclear, but now on to Mines. Top tier starting on the attack with a double Super Kong, triple I7 and 2 bats. Tornado Energy on the defensive side. We have seen them play before. They actually brought it to the middle, but this time round, they're just going to be sending Nesquik up again.
Yeah, Nesquik is going on a hill. It's really obvious. The other guys are going to move immediately toward the water to prevent any kind of push on that side, because top tier does have 2 Bachats. And there is already a fast play in motion there, but this is not the kind of a motion that you want to cross something. They just want to send a Bachat to spot someone like Applewwow, and everyone else is lined up to shoot it.
Yeah, getting Applewwow or, you know, making penetrations on that crossing is very difficult. That IS-7 side armor, something very hard to deal with. Mariel getting spotted out, needs to be careful. There's going to be a double Super Conqueror on the island. Mr. Man, 1, 2, 3, and one more of his friends. That is going to be T1 Diabetic, are moving on towards the cap.
This is actually good for top tier. They're keeping the strats simple, not too complicated, because if they get into too long stories with against Tornado, that's not going to be good. So cap pressure is there imminent and immediate, but the problem is already we know Tornado has an answer for it.
Look at the little bit of a trap though in the C8 area. Mr. Man already taking a lot of damage in that I7. Is he going to be a shield? Is he going to cover his teammates? That's a full tier 10 HP sacrifice. I'm not sure if that's going to be worth it in the long run.
They're already waiting in a trap for that light. I'm really wondering, will the other Bachat get spotted? And he did get spotted by a Super Conqueror, but still, the trap is still in motion because the original first Bachat who was there was never spotted.
No, that is true, and he has found Nesquik now. Dealt against Nesquik. Nesquik down towards the 2-shot. Nesquik trying to run, desperately trying to run as far away as he can. Down towards the 1-shot. Dealt Can he pick up the skill here? Netsquik just about still alive. Muriel joining in, but Delt picks it up. That is their T100 death. And where's the reaction from Tornado? It has to come, and it has to come now, and it's the push forward. Fixer reloaded in the Super Conqueror. We didn't even see him drop, but this is Tornado. Nuclear coming from behind, near you from the front. They're dropping on towards these IS-7s, and it's not looking good for top tier.
Unbelievable. Like, when you kill one guy from Tornado, you're bound to lose at least to another side. This is exactly what happened. We didn't even have time to change the screens, and 2 guys already dropped.
Well, make that 4 guys drop now for the side of top tier. The Batshot trap, it got sprung, but Fixer reloaded, dying on the island. Not even sure how that one happened, but in return, Tornado picks up 4 kills for just 1 T100. Yes, top tier, that is not the greatest of trades.
This is why we say the importance of shot callers in these games is so huge. Like, when team comes by whatever reason without one, they're usually crippled. But here, they were losing 1 tank on one side, and Tornado immediately knew with other 6 guys what to do. They collided and just destroyed top tier before they could even turn their necks and see, oh, they're on us.
3-0 now for Tornado. It was Mine's defense, however, and we do expect them to pick it up. Top tier brought something, but how Fixer reloaded went down on 1-2 line remains a mystery to me.
He died so fast, I didn't have time to blink. I didn't see Emorek broken or something like that, or I would say maybe blown up. He probably, while we were watching the light tank, he probably received 3 or 4 shells in the same moment.
Maybe.
I would really like actually to see that in replays, if it's possible. But we will see. Not really great start for top tier here, but they are playing the hardest opponent on the tournament at the moment.
That's for sure. Tornado being 3-0 up have done so far what everybody expects them to do, unlike their fellow comrades from Rush.
Tornado looking really strong. I mean, okay, they're multiple world champions already. They are multiple CIS champions already. So these guys really matured in the best team in the world currently, which they are trying to prove on this tournament, of course. And everyone else is trying to challenge that, exactly that. The Tornado might be beaten. There was times when Rush or former Navi, when anyone else could just dream about it. Some guys came close, I remember, like Virtus. But no one came that close to Tornado lately.
Well, at least top tier gets to transition now on towards Mine's defense. They need to pick up their first round. They need to get those jitters out of the way. It's early in this match still. 3-0 is not an obstacle that they can't overcome.
It's not, but it's really hard when you watch this. Like, they are a bit down. Not just on score, but you can see the team spirit is a bit, quiet. While Tornado looks like they're just doing a practice. Like, they're not even wearing headsets, they're chatting to each other. You can see the composure of the team. They're sure about themselves, and it matters a lot. Because that means that you see yourself as a hunter of a sort. And the other guys see themselves as an underdog. And they should not. They should go in the face of Tornado and say, I don't give a damn who you are. I'm just going to beat you up.
So far, walk in the park for Tornado. Taking the next round, making it 4-0. Yeah, then we really start to worry for the likes of top tier.
Very elegant face here. Very elegant face here.
Always. This was, I mean, one bad shot being in a trap, I can understand that. But 2 bad shots to kill 1 T100 and both of them having to go and reload after?
I don't think they had actually a plan to do that. They thought that the other bad shot will be also in a city. And when they're done with the T100, they can actually go and shoot the heavies in the butts.
The heavies would still just drop over, though, and
kill
but
everybody. The butchets would be much closer. But one butchet was spotted, and he had to back off behind the house. Other was in reload. So the heavies just said, okay, we're going to turn and shoot these heavies instantly.
They should have had enough with one bad shot. Tornado did not have a lineup other than that. They just had 1 T100. They had to rely on Delt winning the 1v1, not commit too much. Then Muriel setting up somewhere to do a clip, and even then, it would be hard to hold off this push from Tornado as Fixer reloaded died before anything happened, and we also lost Mr. Man. So even then, it would be a Tornado favorite fight.
At least you can't say that top tier didn't penetrate their shots. They just didn't have chance to do that much of them. 88% penetrations. That's actually better than Tornado.
Yeah, but they only
on
hit
82.
63% of their shots.
Yeah, that's a slight problem.
Slide?
But I believe most of those misses came on a start when they were shooting on Applebow in the water. Because when the brawl started, there is no way they were missing shots. That was like point blank everything.
Well, top tier already made it to quarters here. They want to continue this run against Tornado. They want to continue the NA dream. What a sight it would be to have two North American teams in semifinals. I like the trophy though. I think it looks cool.
I like the trophy, and it's very heavy.
I just hope this time if they give it to Tornado, they seal it off well.
Like the trophy has 11 kilos, you know? It's actually
Put that
really
in your
solid.
cabin luggage. Show up with that to the airport. Yeah, I'm going to check this in. And they're like, what? Yeah.
There is a slight metal detector, sir. Are you carrying something in your suitcase? No. All good. All good.
Does seem like both these teams getting ready again to move forward with this matchup. People just tuning in. It is currently 3-0 in favor of Tornado after Ghost Town and Mines Defense.
I want to see top tier win a round so they get their spirits up. Come on, guys. Snap yourselves.
Why don't you just run to the stage and go tell them, you know?
They might hear me if I actually yell enough, you know?
I don't,
We're not that far away.
Those are noise-canceling headsets, Mojo. Let me explain the concept of noise-canceling.
I don't know. People told me they heard you.
To block off the... What?
Not when you take them off.
They're supposed to block off the outside
Yeah, but
noise.
you take them off
What
between
did you
the
say about
rounds.
people heard me?
Yes.
That's just because I have a very loud voice.
No, it's very, very vibrant voice.
Vibrant.
You know? It goes. It goes.
Ooh, that, I like that word, vibrant.
There you go. You learn everything. Everything.
You
One
learn-
thing every day.
One word at a time, Mojo. One word at a time.
Thank you. I'm struggling here. Thank you.
I noticed. Well, Tornado Energy this time. Not a double light for them on the attack. A double Super Kong, triple 113, a T100, and a bot. Top tier, E4, T100, triple IS7, and a double Super Conqueror. It's a different lineup from Tornado from yesterday.
Yeah, but it's still aggressive. They can easily take over the hill and then do the rotations wherever they want. They don't want to play really heavy anywhere. They like that they're, let's say, faster style of the plays, because then they can just turn wherever they want in an instant, in a blink of an eye, and collide like we've seen in a past game. Light Tank and the budget going up, they probably didn't even expect top tier to challenge them.
You can see near you here, together with Nesqui, looking towards that climb position near you. Going to be activating his binos as well to try and spot the T100 if he's climbing up. Binos activated, does not see anybody, so they will realize Mariel has not chosen to climb. Ooh,
Yeah, they
that's a
know
nice
there
shot
is
there.
a plan B then, because
Well, now he got shot from the island, so they pretty much know where Mariel is.
they know where he is, because yesterday we saw an attempt of Oops that actually gives us not just a B option on island, but a C to try to climb on that new boost on G8.
Apparently, if you do it, you cannot be clipped. The bat shot's not reloaded, and you take only one T100 shot.
Yeah, I'm really hoping to see it done successful maybe today by any team. It's gonna be super interesting if it works.
Look at Applewow's consumable choices, though. Speed Governor as well.
That's really interesting, actually.
You're welcome.
I've actually never seen anyone use it on 113 so far. Like, we were using it, I remember, in old times when you had like i7 mouse and such stuff. And most of the clan wars back then were done with i7s, 90% if you play some faster maps, and then you would put Speed Governor
Well,
as a
Theodore has
necessity.
it as well.
Probably because they had a low amount of tanks for hill, so they wanted to be faster there to support Bachat and a light tank, and if they want to rotate, as the example, push water, they want to be a bit faster there. At least to accelerate a bit faster.
Is Nesqui going to try and make the climb? Is he going to go up, do it? Is he just spotting for now?
I think he's just spotting because at the moment it would be too early. It would really be too early.
Some HE damage coming out on towards Fixer reloaded in that Super Conqueror. Trying to make him back off from that climb position. 496 on towards Mariel though.
Diodor
Great shot
corrected.
there from Diodor.
It's not a good thing when you pick up damage so early with that light.
Nesquik is going to bait the cap. Does he have a cam on it? Is he gonna? He's gonna go in the cap. He's just baiting. This is an ultimate bait here, trying to make somebody from the side of top tier commit and peek. He instantly bails out, exits, peeks out. Nesquik's like, nope, I don't want to do this. Not again.
He's not even spotted, that's really good, but of course Exits probably doesn't have coated. And Nesquik can really play around here because there is a lot of bushes, houses, so he can do whatever he wants. But at the end of the day, Tornado needs to push the Super Conqueror back and maybe try to climb that light up.
Yeah, they're just making some blind shots towards the island, hoping to find a Mariel sitting in a bush. Mariel, this tournament, has not had that many success with bushes, so he's choosing to sit in the open.
Yeah, it's much better actually, and he knows now he's not spotted, so he doesn't have to be really hiding in that kind of spots. I would say, looking this lineup at the moment from top tier, if Tornado gathers up forces, if they manage to climb this light up and they gather up forces, honestly, they can just push them on 8 line. Because there is not really a lot of defense from top tier on that side.
Here we go again with Nesquik and the T100. Can he make it up? Second attempt. Let's see if he can do it and see how much damage he will take. Nesquik. Nope, nope, nope. Does not make it up.
Let's go. There is time for the time 3. But climbing him up usually means that they will just pressure the water cap. And then he will shoot the Super Conquerors in their butts if they try to leave the positions.
Nesquik going again. T100. Third attempt. Third time's the charm.
Yes.
There we go. Nesquik's up now. He's going to take some damage for this. One shot comes out. No secondary connection yet. Mr. Man missing the shot. Nesquik will now be able to go unspotted and climb the hill. So that is the T100 up on 0 line.
Yeah, he needs to fade now, and I would say he also needs to wait a bit because there will be some blind shots coming in now on a hill to possibly hit him while he's doing a secondary climb. And there we go. He is spotted again, but he's doing it without receiving any shells. So now we need to see, will Tornado choose to press the 2 cap or will they press from the village side? My guess is they should go water. I mean, if they already have him up.
It's looking like middle push, Mojo. Kazna crew-esque.
Oh, but it's gonna go much better because Kazna crew went entrenched up Tornado, who was behind the houses and in the base. While actually here, top tier has a couple of tanks that are out of the battle. Like they can really easily focus out I7 and Super Conqueror below the hill.
Yeah, Nesquik now starting to become a little bit annoying, a little bit pesky in that T100. Spotting out a lot of the likes of top tier. See the grouping of Tornado still in the middle, still deciding how they want to approach this attack.
I still don't like that idea of pushing the middle. I think they would do better on other sides.
Well, it does seem like they are going to go for the middle push. You can see this secondary 113 going behind him. No, he's going 8 line actually. So maybe they have decided 8 line is the way to go.
Or a pincer. Pincer can work easily here. They just need to focus out the Super Conqueror below the hill first, then the I7, and they should be okay after that.
Still a lot of HP here for top tier. Mr. Man takes a shot of damage. That's that pesky little T100 from Nesquik coming in. He is going to struggle pinning those I7s frontally though, so should not be able to do too much damage.
You can see that these guys are taking every game serious. Like, look at the amount of preparation that actually Tornado took into this game. 6.5 minutes. Griffon picking up some shells finally here while he was climbing hill, but he did it so he would get a superior cooldown position from the top, where he can dominate any kind of rotation from top tier. And there we go. Here is the push.
Here is the push from Tornado. Apowow, the first one in his 113 to push forwards. Apowow, the first one to get wrecked on that crossing down towards 934 HP. Exits from the base, trying to hold on as best as he can. Nesquik from top of the hill is speaking out to support his teammates. Nuclear Diodor now starting to drive up. They're going for exits. They need to support their friend in the base. Diodor Nuclear, get up without taking too much damage, really.
Yeah, Exits is pretty much alone here. There is no one to help him now behind that corner. They didn't do damage on them. Applebow is safe behind the house, and the rest of the Tornado is now controlling the surroundings. Nuclear is on low HP, but Diodor should help him out now.
Exits, backing off a little bit too far from our liking. It's 1-2-3 now, taking a lot of damage in his i7. Muriel coming from behind. Nearyu pushing forward. It's a fight on the middle. Nearyu is going to go for the T100 off the side of top tier. The first tank goes down for the side of top tier. It's 1-2-3. Muriel now in trouble against Nearyu. No, actually Nearyu's in trouble because he's on reload. Exit still holding on here. Diodor peeks up and around though. That's the base threat gone. Muriel picks up Nearyu. In return, Griffon still on top of that hill. Fixer reloaded. Also staying safe there. Server goes down. Diodor follows him. And top tier make their defense work.
They are making it work. There is 2 minutes left and they do have the higher ground. Griffon, if he falls, I think that's gonna be it about Tornado in this game.
Ooh, Muriel, a little bit of a mistake there in that T100. A little bit overexposed, and Griffon says thank you very much. Makes him dead in this game, and now Tornado with just 4 guns. Never underestimate them. They can still do it. The HP on top tier, it's not that high.
It's not that high, but the time is the ally of top tier here. Only 90 seconds left. That means the Tornado needs to go in some kind of engagement. That means losing HP, and they don't have much of that.
Yeah, T1 Diabetic in that middle area seems to be in a little bit of trouble. Fixer reloaded versus Griffon. Fixer should just make this peak right now. Griffon out in the open. Fixer with a beautiful kill, bringing it to just 3 guns remaining for Tornado. Nesquik still in that T100, trying to do what he can. Delt in the meantime, starting to push across. He wants to find Nuclear. Applewell coming towards the hill, but he's going to have a rough time here against that Supra Conqueror. Takes the first shot of damage. Top tier doing well right now. Delt got spotted out, a little bit out in the open. They still need to be careful. There's still 3 guns from Tornado in this game.
50 seconds to go on Light Tank. He had to drop from the hill. He is going to try to support Applewell in a push on Diabetic and Fixer. But I just don't think that's not gonna happen. Top tier has this game, especially since Delt has 1100 HP on his E4.
Yeah, Delt with a lot of HP in that E4. Nesquik now pushing forward. Nesquik coming around the corner. T1 Diabetic surely to give him one. There comes the first IS-7 shot, and Nesquik's on fire. Burning down, and he's down and out. Applewell soon to follow, and top tier about to pick up their first round as best of 13 as Delt kills Nuclear and Fixer kills Apple. They're gonna be happy with that. 3-1.
Burn, baby, burn. Finally some happiness on these guys' faces. Yes, Tornado can be killed, guys. Keep it up.
Even now, it was difficult for them to kill them all.
Yeah, it is. But fortunately for them, Tornado had to attack them, and they did well. The counterattack on the hill was good. It was good. They did the damage when it was needed, and then they managed to control the rest of the Tornado tanks, because it was definitely lacking while they were crossing to attack their base.
Yeah, the damage from the crossing, not nearly significant enough to make that worth it. Tornado lose the first round, put a lot of preparation into that attack too, and almost made it work.
Almost, but no cigar.
Server looks tired. He's like, I want to go to sleep, dudes.
I had those thoughts when I woke up this morning, but what can you do, man? We are here, and we are going to have fun with it.
I'm still debating if I want to deny or confirm that statement that you just gave. My mind's 50-50.
About sleeping or the fun?
Both, you know, like...
Fun we will have, that's for sure.
My heart's telling me yes, but my mind's telling me no.
Top tier guys, finally, some little adrenaline rush happened there.
1-2-3 looks happy. Somebody take a screenshot of this moment. That's the first time in 3 days.
No, I've seen one more.
Really?
One, yes, one. He actually laughed in one moment.
That's interesting.
He's never satisfied, isn't he?
Doesn't look like it.
There we go, boys.
This was the climb here. The damage... Oh, that's the first fail. One more fail to come out at least, if it's in the replays as well. This is the push here from Nesquik. T1 Diabetic says hello. He's on fire. Nesquik's like, really, guys? Really? Okay.
Really? That's like a nail in a coffin. That was already pretty much buried.
Nesquik always looks so angry, dude.
He would make a good rapper, man. I bet he can do at least 300 words per minute.
This is a mistake here from Exits, to be honest. Like, He's lucky to even be alive at this point. I believe he backed off too far around the corner.
Yeah, he allowed himself, when he backed up like this, to pick up the shots from the rest of the Tornado guys in his butt. I mean, when you're playing like that, it's better if he relies on his DPM and just play one-on-one without allowing anyone else to shoot him, because those shots in the butt, they're guaranteed. They're going to always pen and check him.
This peak here, though, from a real Griffon, adrenaline rush kicking in, is like, yeah, dude, what's up?
Also, the position of the Super Kong was far superior to him.
Yeah, here Griffon a little bit, you know.
He didn't need to take him out that fast. He could have waited and just trolled him.
He needed to wait for Apple Wow.
Yeah.
Griffon should have stayed behind the rock, wait for Apple Wow. Apple Wow comes in, flying T1 diabetic. Griffon peeks out, gives T1 a shot. Fixer torn between a rock and a hard place, but a little bit over eager.
And we have 2 guys from Tornado on the top page and 3 from top tier. One of them, Miril, with double spot.
What's our next map gonna be, Mojo?
I wish I had time to see.
Oh, sorry for throwing you under the bus, dude.
Yeah, you can tell me then.
Huh?
You can tell me what will the next map be.
No, you're supposed to be the analyst here.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
I just look at things and say things what they're doing, and then like, that's it. I know it's still gonna be hard for top tier though. Like they need to win 1 round 2-0. 1 map 2-0, and against Tornado. You see, even on the favorite side of Mines, where we've seen everybody so far this tournament struggle to attack. Everybody, pretty much, except for 1 or 2 exceptions. Tornado almost made it work. We saw the shot from Rush yesterday, which was very interesting. That could have worked.
Yeah, but Rush was off entire day, like especially with rotations in some moments. And I really don't know what happened to them, because usually their team always on point.
Prokhorovka, top tier. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 Super Conquerors, a Batshot, and a T100.
It does look like they really want to brawl in the middle immediately, though they are defending. Because this is not a kind of lineup you set up and just wait for enemies somewhere in a distance, because it will not work then. But Tornado playing attack with 3 i7s and then STRV. They should not take the fight to the middle. They cannot.
I mean, they might send the i7s middle, right?
Yeah.
At least that much they can do with the SRV covering. No, but it does look like the i7s are going towards the 1-2 line, and only the Super Conquerors, well, the Super Conqueror for the side of the Super Conquerors for the side of Tornado are going middle.
And they have 2 Super Kongs, but I don't think they can't really brawl this amount of Super Kongs. So i7s there would actually be inferior.
Really depends on like how aggressive Miril goes. We've seen Netsquee play over here. When he does that, he goes super aggressive. Miril a little bit more passive.
Will he spot a Batshot?
Ooh, Netsquee
There's
will spot
mighty
the
close.
Batshot. Delt is forced to clip out already.
Yeah, he got him.
I don't know if the guns from Tornado are in position though. Only 1 shot so far.
That's from STRV.
Ooh, Netsquee now as well, giving a shot towards Delt. Delt immediately on reload. Can he get 1 more on the way out?
I think he can.
Ooh, nice there. Ammo rack as well on towards Delt, down to below half HP. This move from Tornado, it's aggressive, but it's working.
They also know that the light tank is not there, so they are actually making it work. Look, the push now, the 3 i7s followed by STRV. They're just playing the cooldown in the middle. These guys are going to try to make a flanking move against these Super Kongs. If they manage, they have the game.
Well, Netsquee still going down 1-2 line. Delt and Miril turning around. Nuclear Apple near you, still driving down. They want to catch out Netsquee in that T100. They want to take him out of this game. Can they actually make it work? Netsquee is set on fire for a 2nd time around. That T100 burning. Miril and Delt joining up against him, immediately removing that guy. And here comes a Super Conquerors from top tier. They're going to have to fight against the i7s and against the Super Conquerors, but can top tier make this work?
We need to see what will the damage on the side be done by these Super Kongs from Tornado and STRV, because the advantage in HP is obvious for top tier. Almost 3,000, but Apple Wow is closing in the gap on that corner, and then they will have the crossfire on top tier.
It doesn't look like top tier is about to stop just yet. They're going straight up and over. T1 Diabetic getting focused by these IS-7s, the SCRV from the side. They need to get the connections now. They need to get the first IS-7 of Nuclear out of the game. They're taking a long time to kill him, but finally they do. Griffon goes down in return though. Delt now falling, but There's just 4 guns remaining for Tornado.
It
Good
looks
reactions from top tier.
It looks good for top tier here. I think they're gonna manage. The DPM from these super conks is really coming to effect now, and i7s can just not deal with it in a close combat.
Near you, trying to do the best he can, goes behind the rack. The wreck of the bad shot. He will find Mariel in that T100, but with just 3 guns left standing and Fixer closing the distance, Near you would have to put up a show like we really haven't seen before. That's already the first connection coming out there from Mariel. Near you, he needs to play as safe as he can. Can he be fully hold down? I don't think so. And I think Fixer's about to close the distance. Server goes down, and just 2 guns remaining for Tornado.
Tornado now on the brink of defeat on this round at least. STRV only remaining. He cannot really stay or do anything special about it. Top tier, we're gonna pick up their second round, which is a really good thing to see. They're back in a battle. They should be proud of that.
Yeah, that's top tier picking up the first round on Prokhorovka, making it 3-2. Tornado, that push, and looked okay in the beginning with that T100 chasing away the bot, but then Nesquik kind of left a little bit by himself. Think he went a little bit over-aggressive?
I don't think so. I mean, he needed to push to check out anything and lure fire into him and provide some shots for the rest of his team. But the thing is, top tier just played super aggressive after it, which is the best way they could have done. And they managed to cross and get those i7s.
The Super Kongs from Tornado never really got in that fight. Server, Griffon, when they tried to push up, there was crossfire from top tier.
There was a couple of guys waiting in the back, and also that STRV also didn't get all the shots he needed in their flanks, because I think he was a bit too low down.
Well, Mojo, you said you need to make Tornado struggle to bring their best stuff. Is it time to take a cookie out of the jar?
I think they will play around for 1 or 2 more rounds yet. We've seen actually a strat like this, a push like this, attempted once or twice on this tournament, like Tornado now did it. A bit different, but same material. And we see those positions by Super Kongs in the middle who are holding off the Tornadoes, Conquerors, and they're practically leaving these 3 i7s to battle against the Batchat, 3 Super Kongs, and the light tank.
Yeah,
Let's not forget that light tank. He actually matters.
Yeah, he did a lot, actually. Look at it. At 1.5k damage, distracting the forces of the side of Tornado. And there was 1, 2, 3, and exits in the middle, blocking off Server and Griffon. And when those 2 Super Conquerors can't help, there's just not much to do for Tornado.
Pro player. This is a good cover for this i7, but it doesn't really matter.
The T100 is just not. It's like a little bit too tall to sit behind a T100. Hold on.
Still, better than to sit behind the bush on wide open area here.
If I look at random battles, people always prefer the bush.
Yeah, the bushes are very popular, especially in this map. But 3.7k done by Diodor in his STRV. He was mostly ignored until the end of the game. And the only teammate of his is Niryu with 2.5k, and he was the last i7 surviving.
Theodore actually did a significant amount more than I expected from that STRV.
Yeah, I thought he will not
I
hit
thought he
that
did
much.
less.
All the side shots in the battle were taken by him. So it means the i7s actually didn't connect enough when there was a frontal push by those Super Kongs.
I think they were kind of distracted with the T100 and the bat from the front, and then the Super Conqueror was pushing over. Tornado did not have the crossfire set up to deal with that. They wanted those 2 Super Conquerors in position. If they were, then they would have made short work of those tanks of top tier pushing over. But a good setup there from top tier, not committing everything into 1-2.
Diodor always looks like this.
He always
half
looks
nervous,
stressed.
half nervous. He's gonna get gray hair by before he's 30, I think. Pretty much always overworries the things.
Mojo, if like stressing during World of Tanks made us get gray hair, you'd be fully gray and I'd be half gray.
I'm just impervious to it.
Both of us impervious to it? Somehow I doubt that. But top tier lineups now coming into Prokhorovka. They're down 3-2. They're going to be on the attack. Tornado on the defense. What can you tell me about the tanks they have chosen to play with?
Tornado on defense, playing with 2 Super Kongs and STRV, so they're gonna play a laid-back defense. They do not need to press anything in the middle, and they know it. Griffon and near you. Double STRV companionship.
Well, here we go. Tornado on the defense. Wanted to make it 4-2 heading into the break. And Top Tier want to make it all even. Bring this match basically to a 0-0, looking at it with the remainder of the maps to play. So both these teams having a lot of importance here. But that triple STRV mojo, I don't know if I'm a fan. We saw Yato play with it. It did work for them, but there were some crucial mistakes there.
I don't like it that much because it does limit you when you want to rotate anywhere, and Top Tier immediately all spotted by Nesqui. They are trying to press this side of the battlefield. We can see immediate reaction here coming from Tornado. They're pressing the Super Conquerors over the middle to get side shots, and the last STRV joining his teammates here. So if these laser machine guns of STRVs manage to pump up enough damage and see them on time, that's gonna work. Let's see what will stay with Miriel.
Let's see how much remains of him as he's driving down the 0 line, bumps into the red line, takes a little bit of a damage. That's a blocked shot as well. So far, so good, at least for Miriel. That's another bounce of the mighty Batshot armor. Apowaw in the meantime on fire. Tornado getting lit up everywhere, left, right, and center. T1 Diabetic pushing across, but he's taking the pain for this as well. But so far, so good from Top Tier. T1 Diabetic, however, is in a lot of trouble in that IS-7.
He's picking up so much damage there, but his function is to push there and take it up. So the rest of the important tanks, actually, which are Super Kongs and Batshots, can do the flanking maneuvers. They need to drop Apowaw and they need to drop Nesqui now.
Apowaw and Nesqui in the T100 still alive in the river. Nesqui even survives against 1-2-3. Near you picks up T1 Diabetic. 1-2-3 is now on reload. He needs a friend, but he's not getting any. Miriel stracked on top as well. Nesqui gonna pick up 1-2-3. Griffon picks up Miriel. And Top Tier with the aggressive play, but Tornado with the hold.
Unbelievable how the cookie crumbles. It looked so good. Apowaw on fire. Batshot bouncing shells like a boss. But it was not enough. It was not enough. Only 3 guys remaining from Top Tier. They're doing the final push on server. They're gonna pick him up, but it doesn't really matter because they cannot deal with this amount of STRVs.
Oh, the double STRV there. Griffon and Diodor on the rails just picking them off slowly but surely. You can see the shots here. They're not that difficult for an STRV like that, and they have 3 Super Kongs to just pick away from. And slowly but surely, the Top Tier lineup falling to pieces. Griffon already hitting 4k damage. Diodor not far behind him with 3.5. That's the first kill for Griffon, the second kill for Near You, and now one more tank remains for Top Tier, and it's going to be exits in that Super Kong, 75 HP, and it's going to be Griffon in his STRV to clean it up. That's 4-2 for Tornado now.
Tornado pulling it off with 3 STRVs. Top Tier did immediate the aggression. They did it well. But now these guys will go soon to the well-deserved break, because we do have breaks after every 6 games. So we are on a halftime here. Tornado picked up 2 maps. And it's 4-2.
Yeah, good stuff there from Tornado so far. 4-2. Top Tier does come into this match showing they are capable of bringing it to Tornado, at least on 2 rounds so far. This last one, it's a difficult one against the triple STRV, spotted out very early.
I don't know, I don't like the triple STRV defense because it really evolves if you rotate on time, if you see the enemy on time, and then if you are late, those STRVs don't get a shot. So Top Tier tried to surprise them, and they had a really lucky streak in the start, but they didn't manage to do anything after it. Because I don't think that I7 and light tank really fell on time. Actually, they didn't at all. That's the problem.
Yeah, Mojo, that was the first half of this game, though. When we get back, the action will continue. Can Top Tier bring it back, or will Tornado continue to spiral and bring it home? Let's find out after the break.
Nexus in my team.
I guess Nexus. It's hard to say, but there's some upcoming talents as well as in our team. Well, we've got some new players, like Creator's new in our team, and he came from Silver Series, so he still can do a lot in our team and possibly as well other teams later on.
It's hard to say, but I think it might be Griffon right now. He's the wisest player of all.
I think it's Decha.
In the game, Slide.
I would say Near You, most likely.
Most talented player, I would say Nuclear, maybe.
Well, ever since I was a kid, I thought it would be cool to play professional video games, and now I'm doing that. Well, I started playing the game about 6 years ago. My cousin introduced me to the game, and I was really interested in it. And it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of interesting aspects of the game that aren't in other games, and so that's why I've stuck around playing it for 6 years now. Well, through World of Tanks, I was able to meet a lot of interesting people and travel to a lot of interesting places, like Moscow, for example. It feels really cool to represent your region and try to put your best foot forward. Well, I'm sort of a relaxed guy. I don't really get hyped up that much, but some of my teammates, they'll get pretty loud sometimes. We have a lot of unique, top-tier strategies that people won't be expecting. Well, people should be afraid of us because we have a lot of talented players, and we play really fast and aggressive, and no one knows what to expect from us. Grand final, yes, I've been to the regional finals, but never traveled worldwide. Around 3 years ago, I started playing Clan Wars on the NA server, and I got to meet a lot of the NA Gold League players, and I got to watch them play, and it piqued my interest, and I eventually got good enough, and I decided to join High Voltage, and I've been playing ever since. I would say Applewell is the best player right now because he has a really good understanding of the game, and he's really good at driving his tank on Cliff. Well, we're hoping to at least make it out of the playoffs here. We've got a pretty easy group compared to the other groups right now. Well, I'd like to thank my teammates for refusing to do the interviews and making me do it. I really appreciate that.
Мотивация для того, чтобы хорошо и успешно выступать, она, в принципе, берется не откуда-то, а посредством того, что ты уже и так много не то чтобы выигрывал, а сколько проигрывал. Наша команда уже существует 3 года, мы воевали под разными знаменами, под разными партнерами, спонсорами, мультигеймингами, и поэтому те досадные поражения с обидными счетами на овертаймах, на тайбрейках, они, в принципе, не позволяют сейчас давать слабину и упускать те самые моменты, когда тебе конкретно нужно побеждать. Тем самым у нас больше приоритет идет не на победу, а на то, насколько мы не хотим именно проиграть. А наш новый игрок, сервер, он как бы справляется с какими-то стрессовыми ситуациями и конкретно со своей проблемами каких-то поражений в определенных раундах тем, что он начинает, допустим, тильтовать, гореть, и мы ему помогаем, типа говорим, что ничего страшного, следующий раунд, главное соберись и так далее и тому подобное. То есть поддерживать игрока, наставлять его каким-то образом, и это помогает. Одна из самых перспективных команд, по моему мнению, является команда Unique. Это своеобразные темные лошадки, звезды, возможно, будущего, по крайней мере, танкового киберспорта, ввиду того, что команда из юных игроков, таких маленьких школьников, собралась и начинает очень хорошо играть. А поскольку они очень много тренируются с нами, а мы достаточно опытная матерая команда, опять же, не умиляя тех самых заслуг юников самих, поскольку они парни молодые, горячие, проводят в тренировках очень много времени, и им это просто доставляет кайф, так они еще и тренируются с командой, которая тоже немало мотивирована и хочет побеждать. Тем самым это дает им очень много буста, и я считаю, что эта команда очень клево выстрелит на этом гранд-финале. Фанаты, как бы вы ни фанатели, обязательно поддерживайте нас, даже если у нас не получается. Если что-то идет не так, верьте, даже со счета 0-3 мы можем потащить, со счета 0-5, конечно, сложнее, но тоже можем. И верьте в победу команды Do Damage.
keep trying to do this tactic from near you. Don't just win, do damage, and all I end up is sitting on the red line for half the game and not winning the game either.
No damage near you.
But back on track. 4-2 in favor of Tornado. We've had Ghost Town, we've had Mines, we've had Prokhorovka. They're 4-2 ahead. Top tier need to win a map. Simple as that. They need to win a map.
Need to win entire map, both roles to come back in the game. That's gonna be super hard against a team like Tornado. But they did manage to take 2 games so far. So
I'm not looking forward to this next map if I'm top tier. To be completely honest.
Yeah, the next map, guys, we're gonna watch is Ruinberg, and we will see Tornado on no less than defense. So that's gonna be rather hard to topple.
Speaking to most of the teams, they say attack is kind of the favorite side now. So, I mean, maybe top tier... Oh, okay. Oh,
top
well, Mojo, you smell what the rock is cooking?
Wow.
Smells like cheese to me.
Wow, so many type 5s, man.
That is a north base if I've ever played, if I've ever seen
but they're not gonna let them even come there.
Yeah, they're just gonna...
Like Tornado will line up the guns and wait for it.
They'll just cross over Netscree into A3 though, I guess. I mean, at least that's what I would do.
Well, a light tank will definitely spot the middle to see if there is any kind of quirky play coming in.
They're not gonna try and cross over to A3. That's interesting.
I guess they will just try to DPM them frontally, and that's about that, because rotation with Type 5s going toward the lower cap will not work.
Well, let's see what the 50B does, though, for the side of Tornado. Nope. He's going to go towards A7 as well. Interesting play that they decide not to cross somebody over to A3. That could be a mistake in the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, top 5s, if you can give them something granted, they will always do damage, as he wants to say. So these guys can definitely always penetrate any cooldown tank, but they will take shells back, multiple ones, because that armor is really flat, and it's not that hard to pen from any possible angle.
Setup from Tornado, it is still looking towards 0 line. They seem very afraid that the cheese is going to be double cheese.
But I don't know, man. What cheese? With what? They don't have anything fast except that light tank Miriel.
Near you in the Super Conqueror. He's getting dropped fast. He's down towards 1k HP. Yes, there's a clip coming out from Griff on here, but near you already forced back the Type 5s, the slow march. They're about to make it on the cap for top tier. And Tornado, can they do the damage?
Well, we will definitely see really quickly, because the I7 is coming in on a proxy on these Type 5s, and now entire team from Tornado should fire a lot of shells. But that's not an issue. Issue is that light tank that will try to be
They're doing
smuggled.
a penta tactic.
Yes,
That's probably smiling right now. They're going to be blocking in the T100 with those Type 5 heavies, trying to get him to have all the capture points and just take the damage, receive the damage, embrace the damage until that T100 gets all the cap points. It's going to take a while though. Didor in the Super Conqueror getting focused out in the open. He's taking a lot for this. Can they bring him down? Can they focus him out? Another big shot on towards that Super Conqueror. One more to remove him from this game. But still, Miriel is the one that we have to watch. He's going to be capping as long as he can. Didor gets picked up by Mr. Man, and Tornado, they didn't seem fully ready for this, did they?
No, and you can see the top tier doesn't give a damn. They're just forcing more tanks forward, because they know Miriel is the one with the old cap points. The light tank from Tornado is pushing now from the city, because they know all the heavies, even the Super Conquerors, are in a fight. If he doesn't reset, no one will be able to.
There is 18 seconds remaining before Miriel will get this base capture. Nuclear is the one that's in position, the closest to deal with it. He's pushing forward. Nuclear needs to find the angle here. Does he find it on towards Miriel? He's still alive. 8 seconds remain now. Back up towards Stan. Can they kill Nuclear? Can they get the reset? Miriel still being shielded. Top tier with the cheese play. 8 seconds now. Finally, another reset, but Miriel's still alive. Nuclear's backed around the corner. It's going to go back up though, back towards 18 seconds, and it does look like Tornado has just about done enough damage to now push in and get the reset on towards Miriel.
That was a bit close. That was really close, because they are protecting Miriel really well, but the last moments are coming in. Diabetic Miriel and Fixer cannot deal with the remaining of Tornado guns.
Well, top tier, they tried hard, but in the end, Tornado, don't just win, they also do a lot of damage.
They did a lot of damage considering how many Type 5 was here. Actually, someone yesterday asked me on WhatsApp, why don't teams just push like super heavy tanks and put the light in the middle and cap? Well, this is why.
Well, you know, if this was the dead zone, there would have been 6 Type 5s and they would have been all shielding the T100.
Well, these guys were actually doing the good job on shielding, and Super Conks are actually a good solution because you provide cover from the back in the start of the
Real
game.
must have gotten resetted though, because it went down to 10 seconds and then it went back up to like 30. So
No, it went to 20. It wasn't. It was like literally 9 seconds and then 19. So it was just one of the guys that was not shot all the time, like one of the Type 5s or Super Conks.
Interesting play for the side of top tier. That brings them down 5-2 against Tornado, who, if they pick up this next round on Ruinberg, will put themselves on match point.
Ruinberg now attack side for Tornado. As you say, some teams like it and favor it now because you can do all kinds of rotations and tricks toward the enemy, but I still think if you perform good defense, there is no reason to fear. But we've seen actually Tornado can be shaken yesterday.
That is true. That is true. But it is 3 rounds that are needed for top tier to bring it all even to begin with. So they need to pick up this Ruinberg, and then they need to pick up Prokhorovka.
Oh, it was Rush, sorry. Not Tornado playing that Ruinberg.
This was an interesting play, though. It's a really interesting play.
I will like good piece of cheese, man. We need it now and then in these games, otherwise it would be stale.
Here it's on to 8 seconds. Who gets resetted then? Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Diabetic.
That's close. It was close. I don't think they can actually box the T100 in. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. It'd be very difficult, I think.
It was not boxed, like you can see even the
No,
tanks
I'm just
around
thinking
you.
about if they were trying to make a box, if you tried to make a box. Because the Type 5 just still has the lower front, which you might be able to shoot the T100 above.
Where is the good old time with Ohos and Onis?
That's
on
always
Ruinberg?
probably screaming. He's like, they're doing my tactic. This is mine.
My discovery.
Doesn't seem to work twice, though.
No. It was a one-time long ago cheese.
Yeah, that's like cheddar by now.
Blue cheese.
Probably. But yeah, top tier, they tried something interesting, something we haven't seen before at the final battle. They seem to have... They did seem to have fun during that game, at least. Griffon having fun as well in his AMX50B.
Wow, 4.7k here in the 50B. A lot of shots coming from him and server also. And near you in Super Conk. But look at this, also Nesqui in his light tank managed to do 2.2k, and he
wasn't even there for most of the time.
Yeah, he was there only for the later part of the game. 17,900 damage in total with 91% hits.
Yeah,
but
top tier
not
only
that
got
many
to fire
penetrations.
31 times though.
No, but look, penetrations of Tornado 66%, man.
Yeah,
That's
'cause
like
that
the
Type
lowest
5s,
I've
man.
seen
Look
in a while.
Look at the amount of damage blocked coming out from top tier.
9.4k. Like we said, it's really easy to pen it, but not always. And especially when you're getting shot by 4 of them.
Yeah, and it's also like if a shot goes a little bit to the left, you hit the gun mantlet, for example. So it's not always that easy to pen, just like you said. But now, Ruinberg defense coming out from top tier, I would still be worried if I was them. I would not want to play Tornado on Ruinberg at all.
Well, they couldn't ban everything from the tournament, so they had to play something. Ruinberg is one of those maps. And we will see what they can do. Ruinberg is always one of the maps where you can perform some kind of surprise. There is still surprises possible because you can always trick an enemy team. 5 I7s from Tornado, 2 Butchats. That is a strong
top tier really
push.
playing with this amount of Type 5s again?
3 Type 5s in a defense. That's just not going to end well. It's absolutely not going to end well.
Yeah, that's a lot of Type 5s against IS7s.
This is just too slow setup for something like this.
Well, let's see what they decide to do with it, though. It's a split from Tornado. 4 tanks, North coming on their attacking round. They're 5-2 up over top tier on the defense, who need this round to prevent Tornado from going on to match point.
Dealt, Mr. Man and Fixer going toward the other side of the battlefield. But look at this. This is what we were saying yesterday. You push these I7s in the middle, or mouses, or whatever you have, and you do the cross shots. Like, as example, the 113 on
Everybody
A6
missed.
has no chance of survival when he's pushed frontal and from the side like this.
Everybody from top tier missing the shots on the crossing, and this is Tornado. 4 tanks pushing across. They smell the split. They see the split, and now Server, Griffon, Nesquik are going to try and make it across. That's the Type 5s coming in, but they don't hit the bad shots. They don't connect on towards him. They are going to lose Griffon for this, but T1 now forced to run, forced to move. There are the shots coming in towards him. He has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, as Tornado is going to even out the loss of Griffon with the kill on T1 Diabetic.
Amorek is down for T1 Diabetic, but the main problem is he's gonna fall and they will lose the proxy there, so there will be no one who is able to spot these I7s, the Butchats, if they're behind the bushes shooting. And these Type 5s, what will they do now? March and attack the I7s on the other side? Okay, they're gonna put one guy in a cap and protect him.
Well, they'll have to. Near you takes a big hit there in his Bacha. That's one of the Type 5s. And now Delt forced to push forward because they need to make the connections here. The cap has started now for the side of Tornado. Near you is on that one already. Delt now, Nuclear and Diodor are battling it out against Type 5s. You can see those IS-7s though. Very strong hold down positions.
4,000 damage advantage it was in one moment for top tier. Look at how rapidly it's dropping. It's like 2.5k now and it's going down quickly, but still they have really good health bars compared to Tornado, who has a couple of guys with dead crew members and half HP.
And Tornado still on the cap, however, Apoel peeking over. You can see the confidence there, but that is a big connection coming out from a Type 5 on towards him. Diodor now taking one as well. Mr. Man closing the distance. Apoel still going to be able to peek out. Mariel now flanking from the bottom side on towards those IS-7s. If they can remove this triple IS-7 group here for Tornado, they're not in the worst of positions.
No, if they manage to kill them, they actually have the game under control, so this is good. The Type 5 meta, will this be a new kind of defense on Ruinberg?
Somehow I doubt it, but it's working out for top tier, at least on this one. Diodor is not being allowed to run by Mr. Man as Fixer reloaded. It's just reloaded. Takes him from behind as Mr. Man will take him from the front. That should be Diodor down and out. Apoel gets a kill on towards Delt, however. But top tier with an interesting defense are making this work.
We still have 4-on-4 situation here and Applewau is still alive. Not very healthy, but still alive. Near you has some cap points, but that cannot really be counted on because it's easily resetted and Miriel is going already behind him.
Yeah, Mariel in that Bacha will try to take Near You out of this game. Near You constantly spotted. Mariel has the reload available as well. He needs to pick up the skill. Exits, still holding off over there. There we go, Mariel coming from behind, closes it out on towards Near You. That leaves Server and Nesquik in a 2-on-4 and not really anywhere to go.
I really wonder why Server didn't attack one-on-one the Super Conqueror and then get help from Bachats while the Type 5s were dealing with I7s. Because that's the only chance they had now to at least remedy something in their favor.
Well, can Server and Nesquik carry this game, Mojo? Can they do it?
And they're really stuck here. And Type 5s are already covering, so I really don't think so.
Well, Server just hit 3 damage.
Top tier just needs to chillax and put the Super Conqueror to watch if they're pushing him. Bachat from one side. And if Super Conk is pushed, Type 5 speak and shoot. If Bachat is pushed, well, he will see them on time coming by far.
I think Server has just about given up. Nesquik now pushing from behind in his Bachat. Maybe just yet. Exit's gonna pick up Nesquik though. No, the low roll makes him survive. The miss from the Type 5s. Not over just yet. Tornado starting to crawl a little bit back in towards this round. Nesquik needs to survive though. If he doesn't, that's it. That's GG. Game over.
And Nesquik is still stuck in the middle there. They're trying to blind shoot his position, and he needs to leave these premises immediately and get some crossfire on top those Type 5s.
Where is Mariel right now?
Well, he was in a city, and I don't see a reason why would he leave.
Kit back?
I don't think Mariel should even leave the city. He should just stay up and watch the tangle, and one Type 5 can go up, one stay in the middle, and they still have the control of the map.
The thing now, though, is for Tornado Mojo, Server from that position will spot if either of the Type 5s try to go back into the F line, right? He will spot if they go F line. Yeah, he sees them, but I'm just saying, Nesquik can now hold on, 1v1 Mariel. If he wins that, those Type 5s will never, well, they have to cross through the open, and they can double tap him.
That's why I'm saying Miriel should never have left the upper part of the map. because he should have waited for Nesqui's rotation. If Nesqui wanted to go zero line, one Type 5 was already on the way, and he could have stopped him, and that's it. They didn't need to do this. But now Miriel actually has to approach.
Does Nesqui have some sort of cover? That's the question. Does he, or does
Probably,
he not?
I think there is a bush there, where he is now.
If he has a bush, then he can outplay Miriel. One-on-one. Miriel's still on reload, gonna have 5 shots available. Server here, covering the cross, spots up Mr. Man. He's gonna give him a big shot on the side. There we go, 483 from Server. Now on 4.3k damage. That's a good rotation spot there coming out from him. Fixer reloaded, was not in position to deal with it. But how safe is Nesqui? Is he sitting in a bush, like you said, or out in the open?
We can see that Server is already pushing on the lower side of the map. He does know the main rotation will be from there. The Type 5s are too slow to go anywhere else. Will he actually go with I7 also in the cap and boost the numbers of the cap plus 1 gun?
They can go sit on this wall now. If they go both, if Server drives onto the cap and Nesqui and both of them go behind the house.
I think he should actually, but he's spotted, so he cannot risk to get shot by Type 5. They know the budget is now down because he's spotted. Otherwise, there would be no way to spot him. There would be no way. They know the budget is down.
The Type 5, I don't think will get there in time. I do not believe that Mr. Man will make it to the cap in time. Even some blocking going on here. 18 seconds remain. Server, is he going to cross over? Is he going to make this play? Is he going to try? He's spotting the angle. Does he see Miriel? No, he doesn't. He does now. 9 seconds remain. It's going to be Miriel versus Nesqui. Nesqui's making a play. He's making a play. Nesqui picks up the count towards Miriel. 3 seconds left and a 3-on-2, a 4-on-2 even. It's Tornado to pick up their attack and top tier fall to pieces.
Unbelievable, unreal. Look at the faces of Tornado. Even they didn't expect it. How do you come up victorious after a game like that? This should not happen.
That is match point for Tornado and top tier. They seem to have this round, but no, they didn't.
No Type 5 heavy met on Ruinberg. Sorry, guys.
They missed Nesqui pushing over. I think Exits low-rolled him. 2 Type 5s missed him, and Miriel not covering the cap. Crucial mistakes.
Massive mistake leaving that kind of spot. But what can you do? You are playing against world champions. If you give them the finger, they will cut off your hand.
Exits finds this very funny, apparently.
They had this round.
They
did. So much had it.
Double Type 5 missed Nesqui coming over. Miriel left the city. I think Exits more laughing out of disappointment and frustration than actually finding something funny.
Maybe he got a sudden headache, but what can you do? Things are done, and it's all in the past. 6-2 for Tornado at the moment. And the next map we will watch will be Prokhorovka with Tornado on attack side.
And that's one thing they have going for them, right? Tornado has to attack first. Other than that, really, not much. That was an incredible comeback for Tornado, really, honestly. That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Well, we've seen Tornado yesterday on Prokhorovka against Kazna. Kazna almost managed to surprise them with that sudden push with light tanks, with light tank and the rest of the guys, but it even didn't work out like that.
That was another round they shouldn't have won.
Exactly. That was Kazna's round.
Tornado masters of winning rounds, they really shouldn't.
Well, they've done it in CIS finals, in grand finals. Why not on final battle?
Yeah, this here was good from Miriel, but he should have just stayed in this area.
Exactly, like that was the moment. They just had map control. 2 Type 5s didn't need anyone to babysit them on the other side of the map. If he stayed and spotted from that area, the budget would never be able to trigger the cap. Never.
This play here on towards 1-2-3. Great shooting from Nesqui. Really beautiful stuff in that bad shot. Him and Server, really.
I thought they will take out Exit
so
before.
Nesqui's 490 HP.
That was lucky.
Exits low rolls him, but that doesn't matter because he's more than a one-shot anyways. And there is double Type 5 miss on towards him. There's double Type 5 miss on towards Nesqui.
Yeah, Nesqui is like a desperado gunslinger, just
and Miriel here takes the
shooting.
short route rather than going towards B1 for I don't know what reason.
This was just brilliant play by Nesqui.
Yeah, I mean, Miriel taking the short route across rather than going through the one line towards B1. I don't know. He could have just peeked, checked if Nesqui was on that side of the cap, go B1, and then probably outplay him.
I think he can replace Eminem easy.
Well, If Tornado wasn't on a roll before, they are definitely now.
That was just unbelievable to see something like this. Unbelievable game.
Reminds me of when they played against, I think, was it still Navi at that point? I'm not sure. At the Championship Rumble, where they capped out on the Ruinberg, sitting with like 6 guys on the cap, if you remember.
I don't remember that game, but I'm positive that it can happen.
I think Navi was like up like 4,000 HP and they just capped. There was no reset, they just capped.
What a relaxing game now for Tornado. 4 games up against top tier.
They can start to YOLO a little bit, if you want to call it like that. More aggressive play. They can, on Prokhorovka attack here, they can try something hyper-aggressive, bring top tier to their knees, because they're in the high-pressure situation right now.
They can even recycle the tactics from yesterday. They don't have to show anything new. They can play it because that is just an opening, and then they can end it up different. They already know the weakness of it.
Well, it's 4 rounds in a row for top tier to make it to tiebreaker, and then 1 more to move on to semis. If they do not, if Tornado picks up 1 of the following 4 rounds, well, 5 rounds technically, and they will be going to the semifinals at the final battle.
It's an important moment for Tornado here. Their biggest arch enemy, Rush, is out of the tournament completely unsuspected in groups. And I think in their minds they're already looking to the finals. But to get even to the next stage, they still need to topple top tier, preferably for them on Prokhorovka.
Preferably. Well, here we go. Prokhorovka coming out between Tornado and top tier. Tornado going to be on the attack, top tier on the defense. It's 6-2 in favor of Tornado on match point. What can you tell me about these lineups?
Here we go. A lot of Super Conquerors in the game. Lately, we see them on pretty much every map. They're so versatile that people are using them all over the place. Theodore playing in STRV, this is something we've seen before. 3 IS-7s, so there is a huge push potential by that force of Tornado, usually used to press the top 1 cap. And this is the same opening they used yesterday.
Same opening here for Tornado. This time no aggressive play though coming out, as we saw Kazna do.
Yeah, Kazna played super aggressive against them, so they had to go in defensive mode. They had that 50B in the back. And I-7 at this moment, Nuclear pressing toward the bottom part of the map with 1 I-7 in center. Look at the aggressive disposal of these guys. They're just everywhere covering each other. They already know that the entire top tier team is boxed in on upper side of the map.
Yeah, top tier going to try and hold out against Tornado. It's going to be a difficult game for them. It's hard to win on Prokhorovka defense against a team like Tornado that will figure out at one point where the spotter is.
I think the Kazna's approach was far better, just a couple of details. They had that game. They so had it. So passive spotter T100 light in a standard cross-shaped bush. And the other tanks on upper side of the map just supporting him. So this is, in my eyes, too standard to work.
We'll see how the Tornado decides to break it though, Mojo. How did it decide to approach it?
We can also see different position from Bachat now. I don't think he wants to get caught like it happened on the last game against Kazna.
Still, that's an interesting pick though, Griffon and that AMX 50B. Something we really don't see that often on Prokhorovka.
It was used also in that game.
Well, they are going for some control on the eastern side. Now we can see the bad shot from Server starting to push up over there. He's going to be supported by the I-7 of Nuclear.
There you go, finally Server is going for a spot. I-7 is going closely on 8-9 line, of course. I-7 will be the first one to push, to try to soak up any damage if there is a possible trap there. But I don't think they suspect there is, because they would probably send more forces. They already spotted 1 or 2 heavies on upper side of the map. They know that the split from top tier cannot be that huge.
Server here peeking up, checking if he gets spotted out. He does not, so Nuclear going to be taking control. The Tornado slowly but surely closing the net around top tier.
There you go, Nuclear is doing his spot round. The goal of this is just to put a Bachat in a position on K6, K7, so they can have a crossfire and some spotting. After that, the approach will probably be on 3-4 line to root out the light tank and snipe out the rest of the guys.
See Nuclear here, getting spotted out in his I7. He's just going to go hold down in that area over there. Will they figure out where Mariel is sitting?
The moment when Nuclear gets spotted is also a good deal of info for Tornado, because they will know approximately where will someone be in the bushes. Will they leave Nuclear in a cooldown all the way back there?
Yeah, and I guess Griffon in the 50B he has so much ammo he can blind fire a lot of times. So far so good for Nuclear. He is behind a hold down. He's not spotted out, and now rotations, 50B and Bacha leaving Nuclear alone. Griffon did get spotted out in his AMX 50B. What's the next move here for Tornado, Mojo?
Tornado needs to put people in a cooldown position on 3 line. Blind shoot the bushes if they can. If they can't, they can always pressure the upper cap because they do have that STRV. That's his point. He can control the corner. They can press the I7s because that requires then Bacha to play aggressive, Super Conqueror, and then you can deal damage upon them. But if they kill the light, that will give them the easier game and pressure on the lower cap, which they can use, and they don't have to worry about anything.
It's a slow game here for Tornado. They've used about 5 minutes of their time. They've taken only 1 shot of damage on towards Nesqui. But they are now starting to close the distance more and more.
Yeah, I would expect them to play this more proactive by now, because this is a lot of time wasted. 5 minutes are down, and they didn't even really do any significant shots to try to locate this light. But Bachat is spotted now, and he's almost deleted. What a mistake!
What
1, 2, 3
to make. He gets triple tapped by the guns of Tornado. 1, 2, 3 now down to 690 HP. Well, that's how you even out the damage dealt.
Yeah, this is not how you want to play a game against Tornado. No freebies, guys, no gifts.
Server, in the meantime, has made it behind the house. He did not spot out Mariel, though. Mariel's still in the bush.
It's a matter of time when they should locate him. I mean, the main problem is lately I think people are ignoring that bush because it's too standard, so they're just not checking it.
Yeah,
but he's spotted now!
Spotted out in the T100, on the run, on the move. Gonna be the first kill coming out from Tornado. Mariel nowhere to go, and it's Server to pick it up. And with 4 minutes and 13 seconds, it's gonna be an eternity for Top Tier to hold on, but it doesn't look like they're gonna wait for it.
This is it. They know that they will lose the lower side of the map immediately. They are trying to use some kind of surprise factor. Near you is pushed here by these heavy tanks. But look at the crossfire. Tornado has STRV in the back, Apple Wow, Nesqui, Bachat, and I7 down. But it's a dual push. We also have a push on the red line, on the K line.
Yeah, they're going for Nuclear because Server's still on reload for 5 more seconds. They need to pick up this I7 rather quickly because when Server comes off reload, he will be delivering the pain on towards Stealth. Server now gonna be off reload. He gets focused out, down towards 391 HP. Nuclear still alive. 1, 2, 3 actually picks it up. Nuclear goes down. Top Tier now with 1 extra gun in the game, but Apowow closing the distance on towards T1 Diabetic, who goes down now. Near you coming back over. Mr. Man gonna be the next one for the side of Top Tier to be focused out, and it's all Tornado right now. All the damage in favor of them as well, the positions as well, and I don't think Top Tier will be able to hold on for 1 more round.
Now 1, 2, 3 would really like to have that HP he lost previously, but what's done is done. Fixer is trying to rejoin his team, and he's crossing the open ground, and of course Tornado is punishing it. Delph is flanking from the side, but he will face Griffon on full HP.
What can Top Tier still do in this match? Nesqui getting focused out now by Delph from the side. Looks towards Griffon, does not find an angle though. Griffon playing it safe, and then AMX 50B, Diodor as well, safe. Nesqui goes down though. 4 on 3 now for Top Tier. HP evening out. There's still the potential here, but Fixer reloaded out in the open. Drops towards 260 HP and loses Amorak. And now Diodor, he fancies a little bit of 1, 2, 3 in his life as he's pushing forwards in the STRV.
1, 2, 3 is in a problem. He has only 2 shells and Diodor is almost full. So no matter what happens, he cannot really clip him out. But he must protect the flank of Exits. Exits is the guy who needs to hold this team together.
No, 1, 2, 3 does get on the side of Theodore. One more track shot, and he will be able to make it out for a little bit longer. Didar now being focused. 1, 2, 3 finds Applewhite on the way out, though. Applewhite should be able to claim this kill, but 1, 2, 3 does one more shot of damage before that. Didar misses. It's going to be on Applewhite to clean it up. Exits now pushing forwards.
You see that the 50B is now flying. Griffon is gonna fall because he does not have that many shots, but he can still clip. Delph is on one shot now. Exits is on 1200 HP, but he needs to deal with the likes of Applewhite and Theodore.
Yeah, Exits is going to have to kill Applewhite first to give Delph an opportunity, but Applewhite backing off safely. Didar taking the fight against Exits, and Exits is down towards the one-shot. Didar to clean it up, and that leaves Delph on reload, and Griffon to reload before him should clean out that bad shot to bring Tornado to the semifinals.
Great game here coming in. I believe Top Tier did their best to try to win it. They almost managed to do it, but as in many games, almost is just not enough against a team like Tornado. You cannot let go of attention, you cannot let go of a pressure. It costs you dearly every time.
Yeah, close games is not a victory in the end of the day. Top Tier, the first North American team to go out. It is in quarters though, so they had a good run for their money at least. Tornado doing what they came for, going on towards the semifinals, and they'll be watching today to find out who they're going to be playing against.
I think America is doing really well so far. Both of the teams came here and they're in quarterfinals. Okay, Top Tier lost, but they lost arguably to the best team in the world at the moment.
Handshakes coming out. Top Tier know that this run is over for them, but they can go back home with their heads held high as they did bring themselves to the quarterfinals and give Tornado a good run for their money. Good stuff there from Tornado. I mean, all in all, struggled a little bit here and there, but that magnificent comeback on Ruinberg attack really sealed the fate of Top Tier.
That was a brilliant gameplay. This is the problem when you play against someone like Tornado. As the number of the guns in the game drops, their communication gets even better.
And this is the moment Mariel was found by Server. Once that T100 goes down, there's really just nothing you can do. You're forced to push out.
He should not have been spotted there. This is not a proxy distance.
Good shooting here, though, from Delt.
I honestly think if he was a bit better positioned, he would not get spotted.
Perhaps. Perhaps. But that's all she wrote for Top Tier. They tried their best. They didn't succeed. Yeah, if the 1, 2, 3 didn't take this damage here, then perhaps it would have been a different story.
It's 1,000 damage lost for nothing, even more. And a Bachat in a late game with a full clip and full HP, in this situation, as example, he would survive because Applewhite would not be able to kill him. He would just do this shot, he would run around the corner, and he would be able to help his teammates.
Yep, that is very true, Mojo. Well, that's our first quarter done of today. Tornado looking strong, Tornado looking solid, giving up a few rounds here and there, but all in all, just solid performance from them, doing what they're supposed to do. Like, they can't be unhappy with that.
I think Tornado is just doing what they need. They are slowly going closer to that semi-final, which they qualified now, and they will just sit back and chillax today. They will watch who will join them. There we go, Applewhite versus Exits. Almost same damage, but 3 kills on Applewhite's side. And much better
shooting.
Hit ratio there and penetration ratio by Applewhite.
Yeah, good stuff there from Applewhite, but Exits as well, trying to do the best he can. He had a good performance throughout this tournament, really, showing up a lot in those top 5 positions for his team in those Super Kongs. Some memorable performances, at least, coming out from him.
It's a good experience to play on tournaments of such magnitude because you are challenged against the best teams, and then you can bring home some new memories and motivation to play on.
Yeah, in the end of the day, better penetration ratio for Tornado. 7 kills against 4 in that last round. Top Tier immediately reacting, though. That's the one thing I'll congratulate them on.
That was good.
When Mariel died, they didn't wait. They went straight for the counter push.
It was good because they needed to do something about a game that was already going down the drain. When the light tank was lost, they needed to take some kind of reins in their hands while they were still reload on Tornado's side. And they did a double push, actually, on I7 and on the other side. So it was well done. It even reminded me on some of the old school games we watched, like when it was Tier 8. But still, what can you do?
What can you do, Mojo? That is the first quarter done. And let's hear from Tornado and what they have to say about their match.
Good morning, guys. Again, me, Yulia, and Applewell will talk a little bit about the game. So, you've been playing the last yesterday and today in the morning. Again, you're here on the playing field. How do you feel about playing in such times?
Вчера вы играли последнюю игру последними. Сегодня вы играли первыми. Что вы об этом думаете?
Мне не нравится играть первыми, потому что нужно рано просыпаться. Лучше играть между.
I don't like to play the first because we need to get up very early. Well, we prefer to play in the middle of the game.
I think everyone prefer better to play in the middle of the day. So, in the semi-final, who would you rather play against, Yato or Oops? Maybe you want to revenge because of the rush or something?
А в полуфинале с кем вы хотите играть, с Ято или с Упс?
Я думаю, я-то буду посильнее, чем Упс, потому что Упсы показали все свои стратегии вчера, и с Упс будет легче.
We think that Yato will be stronger because Ups show all their strategies yesterday.
So tell me, as a pro player with quite a big experience, what motivates you? Who motivates you to play better and better with every tournament?
Можете сказать, вы как профессиональный игрок, что вас мотивирует играть лучше и лучше?
Меня мотивируют только деньги.
Only money motivate me.
At least an honest answer. Thank you very much, Applewell. Thank you, Julia. And so, Matt, what do you think about this game and about this interview?
Thank you, Tonya. What do we think about that game and that interview, she asks.
I wasn't really surprised that we saw there. I mean, also looking at our predictions, quite an easy match for Tornado. I guess Niall has to agree with me.
Yeah. Tornado really just playing most of what they played before. Fairly easy match.
Pretty casual.
Yeah, top tier didn't really analyze what they played before, and then they could have maybe countered it a bit more or something like that. So yeah, easy time for Tornado.
You're quite critical of them. You feel like top tier didn't, obviously, I mean, they lost it and we expected that they would, but you feel like top tier didn't prepare or didn't show what they should have done, or just took that too casually?
I think top tier could have looked at more of what Tornado played yesterday. They played a lot of very similar strats. For example, on Mines, they played basically a copy-paste of what they played already, and they just completely fell into the trap of that. Those sort of things can be avoided with better preparation, maybe a bit more experience of how to prepare. Maybe they'll improve that for the future.
That's a surprise then. I mean, that is, that's going to cost you in a major international tournament like this. You've got to turn up, look and prepare for maybe all of your opponents. Think, well, there's 4 possibilities depending on where we get in our group or whatever, and however a tournament might work. A double elimination tournament, if this was one of those, then, extra prep to do. But, it's a huge international land. It's the final battle of 2017. You want to turn up and put in a good performance. Obviously, they knew all along that it was going to be stacked against them, but there were mistakes made as well by top tier, as we'll see as we go through and look at some of the highlights. 7-2 victory for Tornado.
Yeah, well, we don't really want to go into Ghost Town because that was just too quick of rounds there. I mean, Tornado just smashing them. Tornado Ghost being one of their best maps. It's just a really bad thing that you will never want to do on that map is to push Tornado, which top tier actually did. Yeah, and Tornado being one of the quickest teams when it comes to reactions, when it comes to rotations. I mean, just no chance for top tier. But on Mines, it actually got quite interesting. Niall, do you want to take us through that?
Yeah, so Tornado's def, I mean, we saw basically the exact same thing yesterday, and here we saw it again, and top tier just went down the 1-2 line. This was one of the strongest parts of their def, and as soon as they realized that top tier were in this position, Tornado had a big advantage. They just dropped over and cleaned up.
Yeah, even you can still see the 2 batches from top tier there, not even in position to cover any of the island or of the water part of the map there. They were in the middle there, still on the hill, just driving around. And yeah, this is the other side.
Tornado's attack now.
Yeah, Tornado doing a really good move here. Look at the timing. Applewell taking both IS-7 hits, getting safe behind the house, and actually Diodor and Nuke, they're being able to cross for almost free because they will need those HP to kill out the Super Conk in the base.
Yeah, this was a really nice push by Tornado. Their initial push, really well executed, good coordination. It's the middle of the battle, or a little bit towards the end, where they really fell down and they actually kind of lost this round.
Yeah, the only the only option here for top tier is to counter push the hill at that moment, and we can see the setup here by Tornado in the middle is not really that good. only having one Super Conk behind the rock, then a Batchet covering, that's not enough against the two AS7s, a Super Conk and a light from behind from top tier. So yeah, good stuff there by top tier. And Tornado, I feel like they could have done that better if they would have set up or would have taken better positions in the middle there.
Yeah, this middle setup, like for a team like Tornado, it should have been much better set up in a crossfire. They should know all these positions, really. I felt like that was just a bit sloppy from them. And then we move onto Ruinberg, where Tornado was defending, and I think they were quite happy to see what top tier brought out on the attack.
Yeah. Well, we've seen that yesterday with all the Types 5 trying to box in the T100 to shield him. But actually, I don't know how the reset happened there. We didn't quite see it, but I think it was an HE splash against the house or against one of those types.
I mean, in that situation, you just want to shut the door, don't you? Just like protect that tank at all costs. And yeah, the window opened up and some destruction happened, and then it all just fell to pieces.
Yeah, the cap actually getting quite close there. I'm thinking at 10 seconds there was a reset. Don't really know how it happened here. This is the moment where it happened.
Well, Nescu was from the back. I don't even think he was the one who quite reset the light. I think the Super Conks were shielding, and then some little shell snuck in through the front of the defense as they were slowly running out of tanks. It's more and more difficult to adjust your positions, and Tornado was just slowly circling them, getting all of the angles, and eventually just made that reset.
Yeah, so close for top tier to make that 4-3. That was really a round that they should have won.
Yeah, I mean, all just if the shield doesn't work, if the T100 gets reset, then top tier just sitting ducks there, all on the cap, getting farmed from all angles. So yeah, shield didn't work, and Tornado just picked them up easily.
And then Tornado's attack here, I thought the opening push here was pretty good. We've seen this tactic before. I think on their online season they may have played it before, doing the split on the north and the mid. Not always effective, but it is effective if you get your timing right, which they did. So they made their A6 cross, and you can see here they actually provide a shield for the Batchet with two of the IS-7s.
That is super good. Look at the both type shots. They both hit the IS-7, and the Batchet's able to cross for free. I mean, that just takes so such a good time.
And now here's the really important part, where the Batchet is clipping out of on the front of T1. He has to go back, and then there's three IS-7s in the mid road who have a crossfire in that position, and he drops really quickly. This opens up A6.
I think what also really went in favor for top tier here, for Tornado, sorry, is that top tier were playing with three Type 5s who were just too slow to get into the middle quick enough, so the IS-7s can just cross for free in the north and in the south, and they're just be safe there.
And now we see Tornado in a really bad position. You know, they have about 1k HP against almost 3k and a lot of heavily armored tanks. Nescu has no heat shell, or he hasn't got a full heat clip left against two very high HP types, so they know they're going to have to cap. Killing is not really an option here.
I really think the type sitting in the middle did a huge mistake here by not moving, and they're just brilliant display by Nescu here. He's actually sitting in the open on the cap, but not moving, and then Mariel there gets spotted out by Server, and then Nescu just lines up the shot and takes the shot and wins the round easily.
That's really the highest skill gameplay you can see. That was a fantastic play by Nescu. I mean, everything about that was just perfect. You know, he knows he's covered from the middle of the cap. If he drives forward a little bit, he knows the bat is on a one-shot. He can take him out, hide from both types simultaneously. Everything about that was just glorious to watch.
A lot of mistakes there.
You need to watch that again if you want to learn how to hold a cap in that. That is a great bit of work.
We've seen also in the opening there are a lot of mistakes by top tier, not connecting with the types, also in the middle of the game, not connecting with the types onto Nescu. Yeah, that could have just been totally avoided. But yeah, we know the type, quite of a diva. The gun, sometimes it just hits everything, sometimes it doesn't want to hit anything, and I guess top tier just got a bit unlucky there.
And you can see top tier took a lot of heavier setups there with twice the amount of damage blocked.
Definitely.
That would usually indicate, you know, more slow, more passive play, which against Tornado, not really what you want to go for on most of the maps. You know, tactically they're going to outscale you, especially if it's a drawn out, very long game. They're going to win those in the end.
Yeah, but even if you try to push Tornado, it's not going to work out well, as we saw in Ghost Town. So you kind of have to find a healthy balance between pushing and sitting back against Tornado.
It kind of depends on where you're pushing. Top tier pushed very aggressively from their attack. I mean, that's what Tornado's really expecting from on their defense. Where you want to push is on your defenses, where you can maybe catch something out. Tornado's maybe trying to do some spotting, do some probing, and then you can actually catch one of their light tanks out, maybe a spotter, catch them off guard. Something like that's going to work. Pushing when you're on the attack, though, right at the beginning, that's never going to work.
Yeah, also their setup very light with, I think it was 2 Batchets, 113s and 250Bs there. It just gave it all away.
It's good work. from Tornado. Great work from these guys as well. Thank you very much, Annihilator and Mylem, for taking us through that. So let's show you the bracket. We're one quarterfinal in to our final battles of 2017. The bracket as it stands shows Tornado 7-2 over top tier, puts them through to tomorrow's semi-finals, and they will be playing the winner of our next game, which is Oops against Yato. Let's again show you our schedule for the day. You can see all 4 quarterfinals that we're going to be bringing to you live from Moscow. Oops Yato will be next. Unique and Elevate will be later on today. And we'll close it all out with that Classico, that one that we love to see time and time again. We often get to see it too. And today will be no exception. Ding against Kazna Crew for the last place in the semi-finals. That will come up later on today too. So make sure you stay with us and also go to WOTfinals.com if you haven't done that already. So far, so good.